Things just took a shocking turn for the Phoenix Suns. As we all know, they just fired their head coach and Mike Budenholzer today, and changes will be coming to this roster as the complete destruction of this team has really fallen into the pitfalls. And with more changes coming and more dominoes to fall, what will Matt Ishbia be doing with this roster? We'll be getting into that, and we'll be diving into the furthermore and backlash on this Coach Budenholzer decision, on why it was instituted, and some more tidbits since following the firing that we have to cover regarding the firing for Mike Budenholzer. So we'll be getting into all of that and more on this episode of Suns Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and showing your support on the channel as the dire season was upon us, but with the new off season coming in, I expect there's going to be a lot of fresh slate of news and a lot of drama to be going on with this Phoenix Suns this off season. So if you want to make sure you stay up to date on everything, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as right around 64% of you guys who watch these videos are not subscribed. And if you want to make sure you stay up to date on everything, this is the place for you. We got weekly live streams on Thursdays. We're going to have guests. We're going to be breaking down a lot of fun stuff over the off season on this Suns channel, so you don't want to miss it. Without further ado though, let's dive in and let's get into the video at hand. Make sure to grab your snack, and like I said earlier in the video where we talked about the Mike Budenholzer firing and the initial reaction. If you missed that, go check that out. I said this was not a great fit for this Phoenix Suns team with Mike Budenholzer, and I kind of stayed by that when they hired Mike Budenholzer. I at first was a little bit weary of the hiring when it first happened. I didn't jump up for joy, really excited for this type of deal for Mike Budenholzer, but ultimately for this Phoenix Suns team, things need to change. And we saw with Budenholzer that he just was not the right fit for this Suns roster. As we saw, Budenholzer was unable to connect with star Devin Booker and other players throughout the season, and is said to have had no relationships in this locker room. We all know, we made videos on this previously. We talked about it on that Devin Booker video, or Mike Budenholzer video earlier today, that Budenholzer and Booker obviously had some quarrels with him telling Booker to be less vocal. We saw Kevin Durant and Mike Budenholzer having some issues on the bench throughout the entire season, where you even saw in commercial breaks them arguing on the side. And we also know that with Devin Booker, this is going to be his going into his next head coach. He'll be looking for his 8th head coach in his 11 seasons with the Phoenix Suns, which is not great for this Phoenix Suns franchise. Not only have they been in this coaching carousel these last couple of years with firing Monty Williams, Frank Vogel, Mike Budenholzer 3 years in a row, and now being on their 4th coach in 4 years, but they've also had that type of carousel in the past for Devin Booker, as Monty Williams is the only coach so far in Booker's career who's exceeded his year no longer than 2 years in Phoenix, which is absolutely crazy. Like I mentioned, we broke down the news with Shams Charania kind of getting at that, and we had some news from Chris Haynes also come out, and this news is wild with this Phoenix Suns team, in my opinion. Chris Haynes dropped a tidbit here on Twitter, but definitely go check out his YouTube channel and watch the full-length video, Suns fans. I stress that enough because you'll get everything on what went wrong with Mike Budenholzer. And not only did things go wrong with Devin Booker, but with other players as well. As in Chris's video, he detailed a lot of things, and I pinpointed some out, and I want to talk about them. One, Michael Budenholzer apparently wanted Bradley Beal to play a position like Drew Holiday in this type of role for this Suns team. And we all know that, no fault to Bradley, he is not playing a POA defender, peeling off third option type of guy on this Suns team. He is, once again, a dominant ball handler and scorer who needs the ball in his hands. He's not going to be able to work into that type of role. Don't know why Mike Budenholzer thought that would even be able to happen, but apparently Chris Haynes said that once Mike Budenholzer approached him and said this type of thing and gave him the kind of wording like, hey, I want you to play this Drew Holiday type role, it did not rub well off on Bradley Beal, because he felt that obviously he didn't need to play that role for this Phoenix Suns team. Regardless of what you think on that, I definitely do think that Budenholzer even thinking the fact that he could get Bradley Beal to play that Drew Holiday role is absolutely ridiculous. He also looked and he said that Jusuf Nurkic was a bad teammate, but not only did he say he was a bad teammate, but he said that he didn't set good screens. Huh? Jusuf Nurkic not setting good screens? I feel like that's one of the traits that Jusuf Nurkic excels at, and Chris Haynes really followed that up in this video by saying that when he was a beat writer for and reporter for the Portland Trailblazers, he would talk to Damian Lillard. We all know him and Damian Lillard have this close connection on and off the court. And when he said that, Damian Lillard had said in the past and will say now that Jusuf Nurkic is the best screener in the NBA, if not one of the best. So how could you claim, Mike Budenholzer, that Jusuf Nurkic is a bad teammate? Maybe that's the case, But a bad screener, that is not the case at all. So clearly, that rubbed off on Yusuf Nurkic the wrong way. Didn't really make things great with him. But not only just that, he had Suns players puzzled by the rotations that they were running, where Kevin Durant and Devin Booker had vocally strained out that they wanted more defense and to add some more light and to run some different rotations. Mike Budenholzer did not want to take that light. He said he's going to run what he's going to want to, and look where it got the Phoenix Suns. And not only that, the players were confused on the randomest offensive structure. And that's something that we broke down on this Phoenix Suns team, where Mike Budenholzer notoriously is known for running a random offense, which means that any given night, any player can be that number one option and that player can go off. Well, unfortunately for the Phoenix Suns team, that did not rub well on the players, as well as star players like Durant and Booker want to be those number one and number two guys every single night and feel like they deserve to be that every single night. So why aren't they playing through them? Why aren't they working the offense through them? We saw multiple times throughout the season where Kevin Durant would stand in the corner and do absolutely nothing, and Suns fans would be absolutely berated at Mike Budenholzer, at this front office. What are you doing? Why is one of the best ISO scorers, one of the best scorers in NBA history, if not the best, sitting in the corner right over there doing absolutely nothing on the offensive end when you got Tyus Jones running the offense and just getting picked and stealed and running away at the end of the end? It doesn't make any sense with this Phoenix Suns team, and I'm glad Mike Budenholzer is gone, but there was some more news that came about it that I wanted to kind of get to you guys, because clearly there was a disconnect with this Suns roster, and Suns fans had known this and had been preaching for this. That's why the Suns had wanted him to be fired beforehand. We did get some more updates as well regarding this, and I forgot to include those, but I do want to let you guys know that John Gambardaro let us all know on Twitter that James Jones and Josh Bartelstein were in the meeting to fire Mike Budenholzer, which is a good thing, a bad thing, I don't really know, but that's something to definitely know with this front office and how you think about the front office as well, and potentially either staying or doing that. But Gambo did say some changes were coming to the front office as well in regards to that. We also saw some updates regarding around the Phoenix Suns as well in their coaching search. And once again, Chris Haynes let us know some potential names that could be the replacements for Mike Budenholzer. And we saw Mike Brown, Willie Green. He's obviously the Pelicans coach, but with them relieving their GM, they might be relieving their head coach as well. If he is fired, he has connections. Johnny Bryant, Chris Quinn, Jared Dudley, Sean Sweeney, Royal Ivy, David Fizdale, and Kevin Young. Those are the names to keep interested. Gamble also tweeted out that earlier today that they would not be interested in Michael Malone and Taylor Jenkins, and that's clearly on display here. The Suns want a different type of head coach. They want someone that's going to be a player coach, someone that has close connections to some of the front office, and they want someone that's going to be able to connect with the players and instill a nice culture into this Phoenix Suns team. And that's what I ultimately want to see. Like I said, I don't want to see a rebuild. I want to see a retool. So I would like this Phoenix Suns team to bring in a new face, a new person that's going to be able to instill that culture, instill that identity, instill that leadership into this Suns locker room for not just this season, but for the next seasons as well, for those young guys like Ryan Dunn and Osa Ugadar who want to continue to grow and continue to thrive within this Phoenix Suns rotation and become stars of their own. We need that culture. We need that identity. We need some sort of Phoenix love with our head coach and our coaching staff, because clearly, even though Mike Budenholzer isn't the true scapegoat of all this entire season, he has been the first victim of those dominoes falling in being that first axe that we just saw. So I do believe that with this Phoenix Suns team, there will be more changes coming. Budenholzer will not be the final one, and we're going to see even more shocking turns coming through this season. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys ultimately think on all of this jazz regarding around this Phoenix Suns squad, as we have seen, just big news dropping bombshells left and right here within this squad. And there's going to be more and more content coming through with the next couple of weeks, as James Jones has his contract coming up. Josh Bartelstein could be fired at potentially as well. But not only just that, the roster as a whole is very, very depleted, with 7 players being in the second apron, and they're going to have to bring some guys back. They're going to have to trade some guys to get underneath that second apron, potentially waive some guys. It's going to be a lot of drama unfolding on this Suns offseason. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and have a great rest of your day, and go Phoenix Suns. Peace out, everyone.